So using video in your firm, as uncomfortable as that may sound, it's actually saving accounting firms a tremendous amount of time these days. It maintains a connection with clients that is a whole lot stronger than just emailing them, but takes a lot less time than meeting with them live. We talked with actually a ton of different accounting firm owners that are using video for various things to put this video together, and I'm gonna highlight my 8 favorite use cases for tax and bookkeeping firms to use video. Number 1, this is the chicken parm of video use cases, delivering something. This is where most people start, a delivery explainer. This could be delivering a tax return, a financial statement. The one universal truth when you deliver work to a client is they don't understand it. And showing up on video gives you a chance to show off just honestly how trivial it is for you to make sense of that thing that you're delivering to them. Because you've seen these things thousands of times, the client hasn't. And even if it's just doing that cruise through the tax return summary that you've done a million times, if it's going through that balance sheet and saying, this is where we removed opening balance equity. We oftentimes forget how trivial of a thing that is for us to do, but like what a big part of the overall experience it can be for the client. Just that last 5 minutes you invest into that can completely transform the feeling they will have about that entire engagement. Okay, number 2, this is a juicy one. To humanize your team. When I rolled this out in my accounting firm, an unexpected benefit was my clients were getting these videos from my team, and it made the clients then more likely to go to my team with questions than me. Ah, hallelujah. Up until this point, the clients had just had these interactions with me, mainly exchanging emails, hopping on phone calls. But as soon as my team members, who had also emailed them, but that was it. As soon as those team members started sending videos, and this was in the context of monthly financial statement delivery, it broke down those communication barriers. They all of a sudden became these micro celebrities. The client's oh, these are the ones I'm always getting the videos from. And particularly in an age of AI where it's getting easier to churn out very depersonalized information, and we're actually gonna talk more about that in a bit, reminding your client that you're a human is valuable. You do normal human stuff like eat food and digest it to restore energy instead of the far more efficient method of directly charging your abdominal battery unit, which you don't have because you're a human. Number 3, to demo an app. This one's as simple as just showing something on the screen, because showing that thing and how to do it on screen is a whole lot easier than describing it. And when I tell folks to get started with video, this is such an accountant thing we do. We are immediately paralyzed by, well, what hardware do I need? Well, I better get a new webcam. What software should I use? Just stop it, okay? Get a cheap webcam and get Loom. Loom, the app, it's the one that you always see where it records the screen and puts the bubble of the person in the corner. Actually, a bunch of apps do that now, but Loom kind of popularized that. This is such an easy way to illustrate how to do something in an app. And frankly, doesn't take any more time than describing it via text, typing it out in an email. And a little hack, if you don't personalize the video, that is, you don't say the person's name, they'll still assume it's for them, but then you can reuse it with whoever else you want. And that's actually great life advice, not just advice for accounting videos. Now you've got this generic video, you save it to a library you can keep coming back to, share it with the team, not reinventing the wheel every time. So consider common things in apps that you have to describe, like inviting your accountant to a QuickBooks file. Start building up that library. But the even bigger opportunity is number 4, is to demo a website. The most common websites that your clients use, I'm thinking the IRS website, making a payment, checking the status of a refund. All of these websites that you know about, that you probably use all the time that your clients don't know about. Now, whenever you get these questions emailed to you, you've got this canned, bonus tip, a text expander. You type a little shortcut and it goes bloop, and it makes the text appear. Do that for video explainers, and it could even be a combo of a video and text explainers to common stuff like, where's my refund? Go and check here, blurp. Here's a text expander with the link to the video. Some of these text expander apps even let you create teams so you can have shared text snippets. That is extremely nerdy. So now you got this video on standby. You shoot that sucker out the next time you get the question, and the client's gonna be like, oh wow, you went through all this effort just to put together an answer for little old me, and you're like, yeah. But no, you're not a snowflake. You ask the exact same questions as everybody else. So now you've got these templatized assets you can plug into your workflow templates. In this video sponsor, Karbon, roll the music. Have you lost the excitement in your accounting firm? You're looking to spice things up with a new practice management system? Check out Karbon, because they're gonna help you templatize the HECK out of your work, automatically triggering all sorts of stuff, even including sending off these explainer videos we're making. You wanna show someone how to sign an 8879 or make an IRS payment each time a tax return project gets to the delivery step? You can create that automation in Karbon. You wanna send them the video showing them how to invite you to their QuickBooks file every time you're onboarding a client. Karbon's workflow templates, they can automate that stuff for you too. One of the most powerful practice management systems in the industry. In fact, we've done several full demos of Karbon on this very channel, and they've launched a pretty sick practice marketplace where you can see firms for sale, list your own for sale. Sales are literally happening there right now, and you can use it whether you're a Karbon customer or not. Pretty cool. So if you're looking to upgrade that practice management system this year, you're gonna wanna give Karbon a look. More info down in the video description. All right, number 5, for recurring team-facing updates. Let's be honest, the reason you're not gonna do this is because none of us are naturals on video. Nobody starts that way, except for Fabricio. And let's be real, you're not Fabricio. So how do you get better at this stuff and not look like a dummy in the process? I'll share what I did. So I started building video into my recurring internal obligations. In my case, I had several updates that I had to send to the team each week. And sometimes that would be a Slack message, sometimes it would be an email, but I made the switch to doing that over video. And it forced me to practice video in a very low stakes setting. My team, they actually appreciated this delivery method because it enabled me to be a little more emotionally aware or clear, expressive in a way that wasn't possible over email. We were also a distributed team at that point. So kind of forced us to, or at least forced them to see my face, which I know. Anyway, so over video, it was a little easier to deliver things tactfully, but it also built video into my weekly routine so that every week I was getting more natural on video. And so if I had something client facing that I had to go and shoot real quick, it was no big deal because I do it all the time. Number 6, this is a juicy one, to humanize your website. Once you've got that skill, even if it isn't super impressive, just the basic ability to sit down and make a video. This is kind of a nice part of being an accountant is if the bar isn't high, people don't expect a lot from us. Simply showing up on video, that's gonna make your firm stand out from 95% of other accounting firms who will not personalize it in this way. Websites these days are so samey. When clients are shopping what different firms do, oftentimes there's literally nothing to differentiate them. And this is where you simply showing up on a crappy video, it doesn't have to be good, that'll be the differentiator. These days, it's gotten so trivial for anybody to stand up a web page that it's actually become hard to gauge the legitimacy of a business just based on that landing page. And while a video, in the grand scheme of things, is really not that hard to do, by doing it, you're still gonna stand out from the crowd. All right, 2 more to go. Number 7, to educate one too many. So now you've got this newfound skill. And I use the term skill loosely, it doesn't have to be amazing. How are we gonna put it to work? Well, consider the number of things that we tell clients in one-on-one conversations. The repetitive questions that you're always asked about the same topics, or when there's a regulatory update, some sort of news that needs to be disseminated to your clients. Having to call those people up and have those conversations one by one, that's extremely low leverage. This is where sitting down, producing one little video, walking through this explainer and using it with a bunch of clients can save you a pile of time. And to be clear, this doesn't mean it has to be a total replacement of you connecting with your clients personally. What it means is that when you do that, that time is more meaningful. It raises the quality of those conversations when you do connect because the trivial stuff has already been handled. Number 8, and this is a hard one for accountants, to talk about what you do. I always try to bring these videos back to the North Star of what are the most important aspects of running a small firm. And it can really be boiled down to, how do I find my next client who will pay me 1.5x to do the same work because I'm solving a more painful problem for them? And us accountants, we are so in demand that oftentimes we will refrain from talking about what we do publicly because the worst case scenario is more people wanting to talk with you, right? I've already got enough clients, why would I want any more? I'm already over capacity. Particularly if you're in the heat of busy season right now, you're really feeling this. And you always have to remember that you may not need more clients, but everyone needs better clients. And while none of us want to get into marketing, it's not something that comes naturally to us. The most 101 basic version of this is simply being visible so that people know you exist. We can almost have this entitlement that's like, well, I created this business. I hung up the proverbial shingle, and so people are just gonna know when I do this stuff. When the reality is, we have access to social media platforms that can put you in front of millions of people, but we don't touch them because we think that somehow the clients we have on the client list today, they're the best we could ever find. Those folks who just like stumbled in the door, they're somehow the most optimized client list you could possibly have. And this is where relentlessly showing up and being present and being front of mind for people, it is a huge force multiplier to open up access to new clients. And it's easy to think short term and think, well, how is that person gonna be any better than the clients that I'm getting today via referral? When what you really wanna do is just make a habit of making connection. Because it's the connection after the connection after the connection that pulls you into a new network that you would have never imagined you could have gotten into. It's also just a funner way to go through life, meeting interesting people and all that. If we're not too like heads down in the work and the running of the business to be able to do that. And if you look at what's happening in the world these days with more AI generated slop being put out everywhere, there's a huge appetite for folks with skill sets grounded in something real who can cut through that noise. And it doesn't have to be sexy, it doesn't have to be overproduced. You have expertise that's in demand. So few people have that, but people want it. Because in an age of AI, where likely so much is to change over the next few years, we need to be thinking about exactly what are the most durable aspects of our business that AI will never impact. Because AI will change things. Doesn't mean it's gonna replace us, but it will change things. And in this next video, we're gonna explore how the next few years just may play out and how to ensure that you're actually doubling down on the aspects of your business that are not only AI proof, but may even grow bigger in an age of AI.